Hi everyone, this is Hazel Lucia Tarot. I'm Stephanie, and today's reading is about why you met your person. So this reading will be about the reason for meeting your person, where this connection currently is and where it may be headed, and it will be A and B style, so we'll be tapping into both of your energies as well as your combined energies. And we have 4 piles here for you today. We're going to start with pile 1, which is going to be this gorgeous green calcite. Pile 2, this raw amethyst. Pile 3, this tumbled yet raw emerald. And pile 4, a blue apatite palm stone. So take your time, maybe a few deep breaths, think about your person, and I'll be ready for your reading whenever you are. Hello there, pile 1. If you chose this juicy, gemmy green calcite, we have your reading here for you today about why you met your person. We're going to start with some connecting energy cards, and then we're going to go into A and B. So let's start with the card you chose, which is the Dawn of Wands, or the Page of Wands. I'm going to be a little extra cautious with censoring today. Inspiration and potential. And then we have 2 more connecting energy cards. We have Thriving and Storm. Conflict is affecting your current situation or relationship. Look for a diplomatic way to solve the issue. This card also stands for unexpected and sudden changes. Give me a minute, please. Sorry about that, pile 1. My dog was whining and I was just trying to make sure that he was okay. But we have Storm. Conflict is affecting your current situation or relationship. It makes me think of the Tower card in tarot as well. So this can mean several things, but let's look at A and B before we focus on the shared cards. So for person A, we have the Vessel, LXIX. For person B, we have the Seed. For person A, we have Soul Radiance, Phoenix Rising. For person B, we have Twin Flames, Soul Partner, Eternal Connection. Person A, we have Betray, Divergence, Different Values, Change of Heart, Thought Manipulation. Romeo's a dish clout to him, an eagle, madam, hath not so green, so quick, so fair an eye, as Paris hath. This is from the Romeo and Juliet Oracle, by the way. And then person B, we have Reconcile, resolving conflicts, letting go of the past, forget the hate. Some shall be pardoned and some punished, for never was a story of more woe than this of Juliet and her Romeo. So, we have quite different energies for our people here. And you can take whichever one resonates. You might be able to take a little bit from each one, but I feel like they're definitely affecting each other. But let's start with person A, the Vessel, Soul Radiance. So person A is going through something, something major with Phoenix Rising here. I do get the feeling that they are going through some sort of transformation, a transformation that's been needing to happen, I'm hearing. It's almost like they could not stay the same as when they began this connection or this relationship. Because I get the feeling that they are either still together and in conflict, or they have separated and they're still in that in-between phase of not moving on quite yet, but not wanting to be together at the current moment. Because with Betray, Divergence, Different Values, Change of Heart, I'm not getting so much that they are betraying their person. It's more like they feel that there has been a betrayal somehow, either because their person has not met up to the expectations that they were wanting, or maybe they have fallen through on certain promises or things that were agreed upon when entering this connection. That, or there could be I'm hearing self-betrayal as well, like maybe they finally got what they wanted and they're realizing it's actually nothing like what they wanted. So they kind of feel like they played themselves, essentially. It's like, okay, well, I thought this connection was going to be this and this, whatever this and this may be. But either way, it's just things are not panning out or have not panned out the way that they were expecting this connection to go. Because with the Vessel, I'm getting somebody who It's interesting that the vessel and the seed may make me think of pregnancy. So perhaps for some of these connections, it could be wanting to have children or anything else that, like maybe starting a business or starting a home, anything where there was something that you two were planning long term to be fulfilled, but there has been an obstacle on this path there, whatever that obstacle may be. Because I feel like person A, if this is like a relationship between a man and a woman, I feel like person A would be the woman or the person who is going to be incubating this idea, this seed, whatever this may be. So again, you don't have to be, this doesn't have to be a heterosexual relationship. It could be either or. I just feel like person A has been taking on a lot more just because they are quote, quote, the vessel. So because it's almost like they've been thrusted a lot of responsibility, or whether it's mental or actual responsibility, because having agreed to be this vessel for whatever reason, the person who takes on more has forced them to grow because they're realizing that it's too much to take on. And I feel like that connects the betrayal card here. It's almost like I thought we were going to be a much more equal partnership than, you know, what was originally planned, or they kind of expected person B to provide more. It's like, for example, if somebody was going to agree to have a child with somebody, they were kind of expecting that other person to be more of a provider because the person having a child is already going to be somebody who's you know, creating life within their body. That's just one example coming to mind. Another one could be maybe somebody's a creative and they have this artistic expertise and they were thinking about creating a business around this, and they thought their other person would be the one who would be able to do all the outside stuff like the business end of things, maybe even provide funds or run a website, a storefront, something to that nature, while person A was the one who actually came up with the creative ideas or created the content. It's something to that extent. But somewhere along the way, person A has realized that, one, there was a transformation that needed to be had before this was going to become a thing. Because I feel like this transformation was going to happen regardless, whether you were with this person or not, whether you were going to, I say you like it's you, pile one, but you could be either or. I really do feel this might be more you though. But I feel like person A was going to have this kind of a day of reckoning kind of feeling, which is odd because with Phoenix Rising, I'm thinking of the Judgment card, but I'm also thinking of Scorpio. So there could be some Scorpio energy here, or the season of Scorpio could be of importance because it is coming up as I am recording this and uploading this eventually. But I feel like person A there's a lot of shadows and light in these cards. Like we have a shadow here, but we also have the light here and here. And we also have light emanating from within this this lady, this individual. And then if you look closely at this card, I'm not exactly sure who these are supposed to be. I want to say this is either Madame Capulet and this is like the maid that helps Juliet. But she looks like she's going into hiding. So I really feel that person A wants their space, or at the very least needs it. Actually, no. I really do feel person A needs their space. They may want it, they may crave it, and they definitely need it. From this connection, maybe from person B in general. Because with person B, we have a whole different set of... we have the twin flame cards, we have the reconcile card, and we have the seed. So I feel like person B is very willing to do a lot for this connection, because with twin flames, I feel like person B really believes that they have found their person. It's almost like they've never had a connection like they have had with person A. Because with eternal connection and soul partner, I don't get the sense that person B wants there to be any sort of ending. And if there is a separation that needs to be had for personal space or for growth or whatever, with the reconcile card here, we're getting resolving conflicts, letting go of the past, forget the hate. They're really willing to move on, move forward, and I just feel like they're ready to forgive regardless of whatever has gone on. Like they're willing to have this connection go forward. But whether they're willing to actually make the changes necessary, I don't know. We'll look into the tarot for that, because I'm getting more that they really want this connection. With the seed, I feel like they keep watering this seed. They keep trying to make it grow. They keep working at it. And it's interesting that this card even says at the very end that for never was a story of more woe than this of Juliet and her Romeo. Because let's unpack that for a minute. Romeo and Juliet, it's like a tale as old as time. It's a love story that I think almost everyone is familiar with. But what people forget is that it's a very sad story, because what happens in the end? They both die, essentially. So if we were to compare this connection to Romeo and Juliet, the story has to change, because otherwise it's not going to end well for both. I'm not saying that they're going to end in, like, both of these individuals are going to die. That's dramatic. It's more like there will be a crushing of the soul at some point, because even with person B believing this is a twin flame connection, watering the seed, wanting to reconcile, I feel like they're not even aware of the magnitude of what they are asking person A to endure. I don't think they're aware, because if you look at how let's look at their faces for a minute. It's a twin flame, but at the same time, it's the same lady, like literally just a mirror image. So I'm wondering if they're just seeing what they want to see in this connection. And they're almost not even looking down here at this tiger between them. This tiger being the storm, being the conflict that is arising in this connection. And with reconcile, we just have two doves flying away, looking upwards. And I mean, there is a big sense of optimism in person B. We have to give them credit for that. We also have to give them credit for wanting the connection to work, because I mean, any connection will be work, honestly. And person B understands that, but whether they actually understand person A, that remains to be seen, because if this was true, I feel like we wouldn't be reading this energy right now, this storm. Look for a diplomatic way to solve the issue. This card also stands for unexpected and sudden changes. I don't feel like it's very sudden. Person B might think it's sudden because they weren't seeing it. And person A, I feel, saw it coming a little bit more. At the very least, they felt it, like, within themselves. Because there's a lot of... I'm feeling a lot of... sacral and solar plexus energy here. So again, this is why I'm thinking of pregnancy for some, not everybody, but just for a few people, if not the creation of something that is supposed to help this connection thrive. Because I feel like when these two people got together, they had a sense of thriving. This is why this card is coming up. It's almost like they really found somebody unique that was similar to them, because giraffes they're a weird animal. I don't think there's many other animals that can reproduce with them, or that you could put in with them, because they're not a horse, they're not I don't know, but they definitely found somebody very unique within themselves. It's like they understood that they were two people that they would not find elsewhere, if that makes sense. Like they understood the uniqueness within each other, and yet those sets of unique qualities were mirrored within each other. And with the Page of Wands here, inspiration and potential, there still is a lot of potential in this connection and a lot of inspiration. So I'm wondering where this storm came in, and whether this storm is something that is going to make irreparable damages, or whether it's just going to be, a storm that kind of clears out that which needs to be cleared out and will bring in another sunny day. Because there's a lot of... I'm not sure. I feel like person A feels like they're going to a place they can't come back from, and person B is very optimistic of everything being okay, just because of the light values in each card. There's a lot more darkness in person A's side, and person B is much more like the white makes me think of renewal or a rebirth or birth in general. So we'll see where this is going. Numbers that are coming up, we have 53. We also have 59, 56, lots of 50s. There may be some couples here in their 50s. We also have 16. This reduces to 7. This reduces to 8. This reduces to 5. Yes, 5 and 11, which is 2. But yeah, there's a lot of, it's almost conflicting energy. And I'm wondering if that itself could also be this storm, this conflict that is becoming just wanting different things, or maybe not seeing eye to eye, despite the fact, I feel like if you do want the same thing, you could be going very different ways of obtaining that thing, if that makes sense. Like maybe you both want a family, but one wants to wait longer and one wants to have one right away. Or maybe there's something like maybe work is a different situation. Like maybe one person needs to work more than the other, or there is just, I feel like there's an imbalance here somehow. And person A is the one who is unfortunately a little bit more in the dark than person B. And that could be part of the conflict as well. Person B is just not seeing the turmoil that person A is in. And if so, there's a disconnect in how they are feeling, if that makes sense. But let's move on to the tarot, because I don't know, I just really want to see how this connection will play out, because unfortunately it seems like there was a lot of the potential is what's drawing me. There was a lot of potential at the beginning of this connection, and suddenly something has arisen, this storm, this unexpected change, or maybe it was expected, but it kind of, there may be a conflict of timing, I'm hearing, especially if there's like a large age gap between these two people, especially when we have, like, for example, in a heterosexual relationship where you have an older man and a younger woman. Well, I've seen, and this is really more from experience, I've seen where older men who haven't had kids before will pressure their younger partner to have children earlier on, even though she may want to do more with her life, like maybe start a career or advance in her career, or just, I've seen stuff like that happen. And even though there's a lot of love for each other, you know, that age gap will come up and cause conflict, not because, you know, it wasn't meant to be, but because that's just how things are. So that's just an example. I'm not expecting that to resonate with everybody, though. If it does, you know, just take that as confirmation that this is your pile. But let's move on with the tarot. So we're going to be using the Accurate AF Tarot, which is that same deck we were using earlier. We have the Six of Cups, Serenity and Healing. To me, this is also a card of balance. We have the Dawn of Cups, and again, I'm just being overly cautious with curiosity and discovery. We have the Ten of Cups, lots of emotions. So we're definitely in our feelings in this connection, or at least one person is more than the other. A lot of emotional investment. And Nine of Cups, literally all these cups. And let's do back of the deck energy. We have the Dawn of Wands again. For some, I feel like this is a very early connection. And by that could mean several things. It's still early enough where this may be a lot to speak about, but for whatever reason, you're kind of wanting to hurry this, wanting to get your stuff sorted out early in the connection for whatever reason. And again, that'll be different for everybody. To clarify this, we have Tarot at the Divine. To clarify the Six of Cups, we have Six of Wands, lots of six energy, which is a number of partnerships. To clarify the Page of Cups, we have Eight of Wands, again with that wanting to resolve things quickly. To clarify the Ten of Cups, we have the Queen of Swords, which I feel is needed for all the emotion. We need some clarity from our Queen here. And to clarify the Nine of Cups, we have the Four of Cups. So yeah, somebody is staying put in the way they are thinking and in their emotions. I feel like somebody is not willing to budge on this. And back of the deck energy, we have Three of Cups. So with the Six of Cups, this is a give and take, usually emotionally. So I think in the Rider-Waite, it's like two children giving each other cups. And there's a little bit of, this has to do a lot with children. So I do feel for a lot of you, this will be wanting to start a family, or if some of you already have kids, I feel like you're really taking into account how your children would be affected. For those of you in which kids is just not a thing, look into your inner child and what was going on whenever you were a child that is kind of affecting this connection currently, whether that was maybe you weren't getting enough attention or love from your parents, or maybe you were not, something about lacking something in your childhood that is affecting your connection to this day. Maybe you were accused of being quote quote too needy as a child, and that's also affecting your connection now. That's just for those of you in which children is not an option or a thing that is going to be happening in your connection, because I'm aware a lot of people don't want to have children, and some couples just can't have children. So just take what resonates. Do be aware that childhood is important here, because the timing of this connection is throwing something off. With the Six of Wands here, there's Six of Wands is victory. So I really do feel like you will be coming into this energy of serenity and healing. It's going to heal something within you that you haven't realized that needed healing, especially for those of you who are working with your inner child, which is funny because it's actually going to be one of my upcoming readings. So I'm not surprised that it's coming up here. Healing your inner child will help you better understand your connection, not just this connection, but also connections in the future if this connection doesn't end up being your one last relationship that you end up having. Because with the Six of Wands, I really do feel this sense of victory is much like what was in this Page of Wands that we got at the beginning. I'm pretty sure that's why she popped up back. Inspiration and potential, because I'm feeling just a lot of great potential in this connection to grow, to build something together, to really have you emotionally fulfilled. Because I mean, look at this, we have the 10 and the 9 of Cups and the Dawn of Cups as well. I feel like you get a lot of joy from this connection, but it's just kind of like, it's kind of like when you're a child and you're just so happy and you're having so much fun and you're just enjoying life that you kind of forget the outside world, like, having to clean your room, brush your teeth, eat healthy. Things like that kind of don't matter. And likewise, I feel like this connection brings about that same kind of energy where you just enjoy each other so much. You plan so much for the future. You enjoy your trips. You have fun. You don't stop and think whether this connection is going to be a long-term thing or sustainably a long-term thing, because you may want it to be, you both may want it to be, but it's like you have to step back and look at your lifestyles, maybe your job situation, or even certain things like how you handle money or how you handle daily chores, if that is going to work out in any way. With the Dawn of Cups, curiosity and discovery, in the Eight of Wands, you may have gotten into this connection rather quickly for whatever reason, because the Eight of Wands to me is swiftness. It's things happening really fast. So I feel like because you kind of rushed into this connection, you weren't able to really step back and reassess how things were going to work out. For some of you, it may have been the case that you moved in too quickly. For others of you, it may have been the case that you got engaged too quickly. You moved on very fast. And Spirit is really asking you to slow it down with the Queen of Swords here and the Ten of Cups, abundance and attainment. It's more like she's asking you to really do a deep diving of why this connection is going so fast, why exactly you want these things together, and whether she's bringing a lot of logic into a connection that I feel has not had too much logic. I'm not trying to say that it's a bad thing. It's more like you were too much in your feels whenever you two got together. So when you are so emotional and when you just love somebody so much, it's hard to step back and see them for what they are. It's literally taking off the rose-colored glasses, because the Queen of Swords, she's not mean, but it can feel mean to be like, okay, step back and let's look at this. If they are your fiance, for example, let's step back and look at this person that you want to marry. Are they really marriage material? Are they willing to do the work to have a successful marriage? or, start a family, whatever it is that you want. Because the Queen of Swords is just here to protect you. This aspect of yourself is just coming out both in this reading and possibly within yourself, especially for the A person. I feel like they have the Queen of Swords on their side more than anything, to just, look at the positive and negative and really ask yourself if this is what you want. And I'm not here to decide whether it is or not. I'm just here to show what is going on in this connection and your reason for meeting this person. Because I feel like the reason for meeting this person is really to just wonder exactly why you want the things you want and whether you can obtain them with anybody else or by yourself, if that makes sense. I know it's taken a little bit to get there because I kind of got lost in the connection itself. And likewise, I feel like you've done the same, pile one. I feel like because there was so much, not drama, but you definitely got swept up in the love energy at the beginning and you moved on very fast, and that's not a bad thing. There are connections out there that move on fast and end up being, amazing connections. I've heard of people who get married in Las Vegas on a whim and last for decades together. That's not a bad thing. It's more like we just need to step back and really look at whether you can obtain the abundance and reach your goals. Because in this deck, because it says abundance and attainment, it's more like a card of goals, emotional fulfillment goals, if that makes sense. Like, yeah, she's just asking you to slow down. And I think it's interesting that she came right after the Eight of Wands as well. With the Nine of Cups, contentment and satisfaction, I feel like you are at a point where you realize that you do want separate things, or that the way you want to have your things is going to be very different in this connection, pile one. Whomever wants the one thing and whomever wants the other thing, or if you want the same thing and you just want to go about it very different ways, one or both of you is very set, again, just set in this stale mindset of how things are supposed to go. Because the Four of Cups is somebody fixating on something in an emotional sense. So let's say somebody really wanted to have children by a certain age. And sorry if I'm using the pregnancy thing a lot. It's just the easiest metaphor I can come up with right now. And I feel it's something most people, even if they don't want kids, can understand. Let's say somebody really wants to have kids at this certain age, or maybe somebody really wants to get married at a certain age. And the other person is thinking, well, why does it have to be that age? We could do it at this time or this time. Or they might also be thinking, well, I also really wanted to have it at this age and it makes more sense. It's like you both are right, but there's kind of a lack of compromise here, even with the B person who was willing to really make this work. I feel like they really, really want this, but there's kind of, because they are the one, quote, quote, growing this seed, or they may see themselves that way, they feel like they are the farmer who gets to make all the, or gardener who makes all the decisions. But there's just, because the Six of Cups is coming up a lot, and to me, that six is balance to me. There is a bit of a lack of balance here, or you both think you are balanced, but in very different ways. So with the Nine of Cups, there is very much the potential for contentment and satisfaction and abundance, but one or both of you are going to have to compromise on what it is and how it is you get there, or who it is that is going to be taking on this and that. And at the end of the day, I feel like regardless, this is going to be a very happy connection. There is still going to be joy, but I am getting the sense, because our queen is here, that one or the other may have a little bit of resentment, if that makes sense. Like, they wouldn't take back this life for anything, but there is a bit of resentment. So why you met this person, you just have to ask yourself, are you willing to live with the compromises that have been presented for you? Is this person really worth that compromise? Or will it be something you keep bringing up, going further into your connection, going into the future? It's really asking you about your values and whether you want these or not, because at the end of the day, you could stay with this person or you may not. That's up to you, and that's also up to the future and whatever happens between you and your person. But this connection is definitely making you assess what it is you want out of life and how you want to go about getting that. Because I really do feel whatever you want in life, you'll be happy, you will get abundance, you will get emotional fulfillment. But you could take the easy way or the hard way, or you could take a way that is just very different for you, or a way that is, it's the path to getting there and who you want with you on that path. Because let's face it, if you want a baby, you can have a baby with whomever you want. You will get that baby, but it's like, who do you want that child's parent to be? And how much do you want to get done before you have that child? What kind of environment do you want before you get that child? Again, this is just an example. I'm not saying you're going to get a child. For some of you, it may be that business. You will get that business. You will get to have that, what it is you want. But how do you get there? It's kind of like when you look into your future and you know that you are promised a lot of abundance and joy and the life you wanted. It's just the path getting there, or your destination. You know that you're going to go to the beach, but like, how are you going to fly there, drive there, take the highway or take the scenic route? It's just, yeah. Especially because we have a horse here. Some of you may be Year of the Horse, and for horses, I know the journey is everything. We also have, I don't know what kind of bird this is, but we do, I guess an eagle maybe? A hawk? It looks more like a hawk. Whatever this bird is here. And we also have little birds here. But interestingly, in this card, some birds are like ceremonial birds. They're not real. They're just holding up this cup. And there's an actual real bird outside. So regardless, you could have your beautiful ceremonial bejeweled bird, or you could have this natural, not as pretty bird that is outside, but probably makes a lot better music. So I really hope that answers the question, because I know I can go a little bit off on a tangent, but again, it all leads back to your current situation. But let's move on to your closing advice, because I want you to get the most insight out of this reading. And likewise, I feel like both of you also want each other to be happy. But because this conflict, there needs to be a very good conversation about what exactly it is that you want and how you're going to obtain that, because right now you're not seeing eye to eye on how to obtain that. Like, if you do want your person to start making more money to live the life that you both want, that's got to be a thing. Or if you want your partner to take on more, or likewise, maybe one partner is willing to do all the nitty gritty and the other partner has to step up and provide content. Maybe that's another thing that needs to be discussed. Which I'm kind of surprised, because not a lot of discussion cards came up in this reading besides the Queen of Swords. And if I feel like she was doing all the work. Likewise, I feel like one or both of you is doing all the work, and it's more likely than not you, pile one. All right, so we have no scorekeeping. I cut ties with past conflicts and make my personal life a clean, shiny slate. Beginning this moment, everything is new. When an old grievance repeats itself in my head, I introduce it to my new head tenants, tolerance and equanimity. Then I give it its stupid t-shirts and records back and tell it to leave. So yeah, I feel like moving forward, if whatever it is that you decide on, you can't keep score. You can't hold on to the resentments in this connection, should you decide to go forward with this person. And likewise, I feel that's something else that I feel this person is teaching you, is how to not keep score. Like, sometimes you just have to accept that connections will be unbalanced at some point or another. It's not always going to be 50-50. It's ideal, but unfortunately the real life thing is sometimes it's 65 35, and sometimes it's 70-30. There will be days where it's 90-10. That's just the realistic expectation of any connection. And then we have resilience. Sticks and stones may break my bones, and unkind words can somehow drain every bit of joy and color from my once rosy life. But nothing can ever permanently damage the real me. I love myself, I cherish myself, and I vow to remember that I'm always camped out in the depths of myself, even when I don't feel like very much. So this is a message for you, pile one. You need to be resilient regardless of what goes on in this connection. And I feel like that's just something else this connection is teaching you, is how to move forward with anything in life, despite the fact that you didn't win, or that not everything is going to be just how you imagined. Because let's face it, sometimes when we set expectations for ourselves or other people, we just end up hurting our own selves. We end up breaking our own hearts that way. And then we have, I'm going to use cards from my own oracle deck, which are very much also self-love and love themed for the most part. We also have intuition is gentle and kind. Quiet the mind and let it in your heart. I feel like some of you may be needing to do some intuitive soul searching on this person, and the question in mind, if you did have one. And then look into your chakras. Clean your auric field. So I'm taking this to mean that, one, you could be taking on a lot of connection energy, like whatever your person is feeling, you may be taking on way too much of that, and that could be affecting how you're feeling. Two, it could also be you're just taking on a lot energetically from other people, whether it's your person, whether it's outside forces that pertain to your connection. It could be like family. It could also be family expectation, or even work or friends. So I'm taking that to mean those two things. Also, you could just be due for like an energetic cleanse. I feel like anybody could use that at any point in life, but especially right now, and especially pertaining to this connection. Yeah, a lot about, what did it say? A clean slate is coming forward. I feel like you really have to cut a lot of the past. For some of you, I'm hearing past connections. I feel like past connections are coloring the way you're seeing this connection as well. So it's asking you to let go of whatever expectations you had from the past, because that will not apply to this current connection. And likewise, if you do that, this connection won't end like all the other ones have before, if that makes any sense. Especially if there are those of you out there who kind of keep repeating cycles within your connections. Because you're resilient, pile one. You're pretty amazing. With how much you've had to take on and how much you're having to nurture both within this connection and within yourself, this could be trying on anybody. So if there's anything you take away from this reading, it's listen to your intuition and really cleanse your mind, cleanse your aura, cleanse yourself. And send a lot of love to both yourself and your person. And if you decide to remain in this connection, into this connection as well. But that is all I have for you today, pile one. Thank you so much for letting me read for you. If you feel like doing so, you can like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next reading. Take care. Hello there, pile two. If you chose this raw amethyst, then we have a reading here for you today about your person and why you met them, as well as where this connection is currently. So we're going to start with some oracles, and we have it person A and person B style with some connecting energies in the middle. Let's start with the card you chose. We have the 5 of Rings, or the 5 of Pentacles, insecurity and recovery. And then for your other connecting energies, we have protection and self-love. Accepting and loving yourself is key in either attracting or maintaining healthy relationships. Focus on what makes you unique without comparing yourself to others. You are unconditionally loved by the universe. That's a beautiful energy to have, pile one. This definitely pertains to you. Could also pertain to your partner, but let's move on with person A and person B cards. You can be whichever you choose, whichever resonates more. It could be a little bit of both as well, depending on your situation. So let's start with person A. We have the Starborn with number 3. We also have Divine Feminine, Magnetic Receptive Power, number 7. And the metaphor of love, flirt, seduction. If I profane with my unworthiest hand this holy shrine, the gentle sin is this. My lips, 2 blushing pilgrims, ready stand to smooth that rough touch with a tender kiss. So person A is definitely very much in a, they're feeling themselves, and not, well, maybe quite literally, but they're definitely in this new era of being amazing, really. I feel like they may have just come out of a connection, or they may have just start putting themselves out there. And then we have person B with the riddle, 43. So interesting, we have 3 repeating twice. We have a dark deal, wrong decision, incorrect direction. I pay thy poverty and not thy will. And angelic assistance, divine guidance, loving support. So I'm getting the feeling most of my pile 2s are going to resonate with A, because there's quite a bit of stuff going on with person B. Person B would be somebody I try to get a reading about, quite frankly. And I feel, because I already started talking about person A, I feel like they have just started to be in this energy of dating more and going out more and definitely putting themselves out there, maybe on online dating apps, or maybe just going out in general, or maybe just being open to meeting people. With Starborn, it's interesting that I'm noticing the crack in this egg. So let's say in the past you were a full egg, but now there's this crack in it, and yet there's like all this color around. So I feel like I'm getting the star card as well from traditional tarot. I'm getting somebody who has stepped up into a new level of being, whether that was because they left a connection or because they did a lot of soul searching after a connection, and it's really allowed them to be more of themselves. Because with divine feminine, I feel like this new energy that they're in, this new light that they are exuding from within themselves, is attracting a lot of attention from people that they want to seduce, or that they want to date, or maybe even people they never thought they could attract, if that makes any sense. It's almost like when you go through a bit of a glow up, or a makeover, something to that extent, and suddenly you're realizing that you're pulling in a lot of people you didn't think you could. And for some people, this isn't everybody, I feel like you're getting a little risky with this, like just dating whomever, including those that are that they know aren't the best for them, but can still, I don't know. It's almost like when you date a bad boy just to say that you have, or maybe somebody for, I don't know. This isn't going to resonate with everybody. It's more like the power is getting to their head, essentially, which is okay. I mean, that's what dating is. You're not really looking for somebody to settle down with, though a lot of you could be. It's more like they're enjoying the fun they're having with the people they have. But the specific person that is coming to mind for whomever our person A or pile 2 decided to inquire about, with the riddle here, I feel like they have kind of gotten stuck on somebody that they can't figure out for whatever reason. And with Dark Deal, I mean, it's kind of self-explanatory, but I think you really want to find out exactly why. If this is somebody you don't know that well, just know that they're kind of just here for like one thing and one thing only, and whatever that is, I'm not exactly sure, because it could be just, physical intimacy. It could also just be maybe whatever it is you have to offer, whether that's maybe really expensive dates, or maybe they're aware that you make quite a bit of money, or that you have more money than them. Even if you yourself don't make that much money, let's face it, there's bums out there who are willing to get with anybody who will work and not allow them to live a lifestyle of not having to do anything, if that makes sense, because bums don't discriminate. They kind of just go with anybody who has a job, unfortunately. And I'm talking about that from experience, with having seen that. With angelic assistance, divine guidance, loving support, what's weird is I feel like you may have had a conversation about angels somehow in this connection when you met this person, and you thought because of that conversation, or because of whatever spiritual type stuff you may have spoken about, that they were somebody who was a lot more elevated than they appeared, unfortunately. And that may be part of the riddle. Maybe they like to wear I don't know why this is coming up. Maybe they like to wear gold jewelry, and one of those gold jewelry is like a cross or an angel or something spiritual or religious that made you think, oh wow. or maybe even crystals, and that was a conversation starter. And don't get me wrong, I do believe person B could be trying to live a bit more of a spiritually guided life. But unfortunately, there are just certain things they do or that they are trying to get out of this connection that do not align with my pile 2. I'm sorry, pile 2. I don't feel like this would be your energy. And yeah, I'm not even going to try and make it seem like you are, unless you're aware of the kind of energy you are, which, if so, that's very big of you to be aware. But I very much doubt it. This would be somebody that you would attract because, let's face it, when somebody shines very brightly, that attracts both good and bad things. When it comes to the law of attraction, I'm a little divided sometimes, because yes, you do attract to you that which you vibrate. Like if you have a high vibration, you do also attract high vibrational beings. But unfortunately, there are low vibrational energies and people that will be attracted to you regardless, because they see how bright you shine. So I wouldn't take this to mean, because you're attracting somebody very low vibe, that you are also low vibe. This is just something that you are meant to learn with this person. But regardless, and this is what I love about this card, you are very much divinely protected. You are, because angels did pop up here, you are very much protected by your angels, with angel assistance, divine guidance, and loving support. I feel like you will be getting messages about this person, letting you know that you can let them go. You don't need them in your life, because unfortunately they are not at a space where they're going to be good for you. And because you don't want to get caught up in whatever it is that they do. I am getting a little bit of drug dealer energy here, unfortunately. That could apply, that could not. I mean, that's just, I really do feel like there's just something I do that's a bit shady. Whatever that may be. With insecurity and recovery here, the 5 of Rings, if you remember in the original Rider-Waite tarot, this is the card where you have I think it's 2 people walking by, and there's like this window. I think it's supposed to be a cathedral window where it's like very ornate and shining brightly, but they're looking down outside in the cold and not seeing something, specifically this window and the light and warmth that it radiates. So likewise, I feel like you're just not seeing something about this person. And if this is the reading that is helping you clarify that, then I hope you will take this with a lot of love and a lot of heart guidance, because I hate being the bearer of bad news. I really do, but I do get readings like this, unfortunately. But you are very divinely protected. I do get the feeling spirit will be trying to remove this person from your life somehow. So if you ever end up not hearing from them again, don't worry about them. Like, don't try and solve this riddle. It's not for you to solve. You were just being very divinely protected. They were just here for a season, and it may have just been to boost your confidence. It may have just been to, have maybe a really nice night out, or a few, depending, or maybe even, a bit of a, I get the feeling my person A is having a lot of fun being flirtatious and seductive. So again, this was just like a test person for this. So just take the good that you had with this person and move on. Because when you, I don't want you to be that person who keeps getting like hints and red flags, and you just keep going on with this. I say this because I've been there. And you keep being with this person, and you end up becoming a riddle yourself, essentially. You end up becoming knotted up like this. But you're very divinely protected, so I doubt you will have to go out of your way to be with this person if you really wanted to, essentially. Again, I say this from experience. You will know when ish starts hitting the fan, and you're just like, why is everything going wrong in your quest to try to be with this person? Those are just the signs to back off and leave it be. Because I feel like some of you still do need to be learning a lot of self-love, whatever that may be. And this is just one more, not even a chapter. I feel like this is very short-lived. This could just be like a paragraph in your very long story. But let's move on to the tarot to see why else you were meant to meet this person. But before I do that, numbers coming through 7, 3, 6, 5, and 43. Somebody could be the age 43, and this does reduce to 7 as well. So I feel like 7 might be an important number for you. This person may gamble or just may be crappy with money, because when I think of 7, I think of there's a slot machine and it has the number 7. I don't really do gambling or a lot of that. I do scratchers sometimes, but again, this person, they're not all they seem, that's for sure. And because these are all like numbers, like beginning numbers 1 through 10, I get the feeling again that this is not a connection that is currently established, hopefully, or one that has been together very long. So that's a positive thing about this reading so far. But let's move on to the tarot to see what else we can get out of this connection, or at least the lessons you've learned in this connection, or the lessons you could avoid having to learn in this connection if you're still with me. Let's see. So my beautiful pile 2. We have the King of Swords. And okay, so this person you may be thinking about could be quite hunky if they are a man, because I mean, look at that. They could also have tattoos. Articulate and intelligent. I really do get that feeling that they may have come across that way because they might be a very smooth talker, or they may be a really great conversationalist. We also have the 5 of Wands, frustration and opposition. Pile 2, I feel like you may be somebody who enjoys a good debate, and maybe that's something that kind of really lighted your fire when you met this person. Let's see, we have the 2 of Cups, respect and balance. And we also have the 3 of Swords, upheaval and release. So I get the feeling that some of you kind of had really high hopes for this person, because there was definitely something about them that resonated within you. Pile 2. Back to the deck energy, we have 8 of Wands, alignment and progress. But it's just a flash in the pan. If you are currently still hung up on this person, I just want you to know better things are coming. I am hearing this and I am feeling it, that a lot better stuff is coming, to the point where you're not even going to remember, oh, what's his name or what's her name, whomever this person was. Because the King of Swords, especially if it's reversed, which can happen, and I don't typically read reversals, but I feel like if I did, this card would come out reversed. There's somebody who can be very manipulative, specifically with their words. I'm hearing smooth talker. I'm also hearing smooth operator by Sade. I forget how you pronounce her name, but you know, the lady with the really deep voice who's amazing. All right, to clarify the King of Swords, we have the Page of Swords. We also have, to clarify the 5 of Wands, 9 of Coins. So yeah, money was a point of conversation at some point. With the 2, to clarify the 2 of Cups, we have the 5 of Swords, which is interesting. And then to clarify the 3 of Swords, we have the Hermit. And then back at the deck energy, we have Page of Coins. So yeah, this person saw within you an innocence that that they were drawn to. And that could be for a number of things. I feel, especially if they are somebody who is trying to be in a better place, they kind of wanted to draw from that innocence, is what I'm getting, to really embody that. It's like, oh wow, look at this person. They've never really had to suffer. How can I be like them? Because I would like to be like them. And I feel like, especially, how do I put this? Sometimes people who have been through a lot like to be around people who haven't been through as much, just so they don't feel judged. Because I do feel that you, Pile 2, are somebody who doesn't judge somebody a lot. And that could have been another reason why you were kind of willing to overlook a few of those red flags that may have been at the beginning of this connection. And maybe they're still coming up. But it's rather interesting that they're both looking one way, but while the page has their eyes wide open and they're even holding on to this cute little bird, the king himself is looking but with their eyes closed. It's almost like they would never, if they even tried, be able to have the kind of vision that you have, Pile 2. Because even though, again, they might be very good looking, they might be very articulate, they may come off as very intelligent, and they probably are. Streetwise, they're probably very smart. They know how to get the best out of everything from anybody. It's that con man kind of energy that is coming through, which can be both a good and a bad thing. I feel like they could be a salesperson. I feel like that could have been one of their main jobs, or is one of their jobs, whether they're selling cars or I'm not sure, insurance, whatever it is they need to sell, because salespeople will be in any kind of field. So whatever they were talking about with regards to their career, it's definitely a lot lower than you think it is. It's not they're not making as much money as you think they are, or as they say they do. And I see this a lot, especially in straight men. They like to kind of say that they make more than they actually do, and for the life of me, I do not understand why. Because it's not like, I feel like I'm kind of going off on a tangent right now, but I feel like it needs to be heard. Some men will just go on and on about how they don't want like a gold digger, or they don't want somebody who is expecting them to pay all the bills, but then they'll also like lie about their salary whenever they first meet somebody they want to be with. Usually on the upwards, like they'll lie about it being more than it actually is. So I don't for the life of me understand this. Maybe you can resonate with that. Maybe this person was very similar in that they didn't want, to be with somebody who expected them to make all the money, but at the same time it's like, well, then why are you looking for somebody who could be making more than you? So regardless, because I do feel like my pile 2 is a very accomplished person, or at the very least they work hard for their money, and you deserve somebody who is at the very least honest about with what they make. With the 5 of Wands, frustration and opposition, and the 9 of Coins, I feel like this is just feeding into this, because 9 of Coins specifically, I'm getting somebody who is abundant. I'm getting somebody who knows how to work with cash, and that is you, pile 2, at the very least, more so than your person. Or even if your person is good with making money, there is something about it not staying there, because that's where the 5 of Wands come in with the frustration and opposition. Something about them talking about their lifestyle choices or their finances is just not making sense. It's at odds with each other, and if you don't see it now, you will be seeing it in the future should you decide to stay with this person, because you'll start seeing that certain things do not add up. But I do get the feeling it's going to go by quick. And I'm talking about this because I feel like, especially at the beginning of connections, a lot of people don't think a lot about money, or they're like, oh, it doesn't matter how much they make. My love don't cost a thing. I'm getting that song by J-Lo, which of course J-Lo can sing that. She makes enough money, but the rest of us, we don't make that J-Lo money. So I don't know why that came to mind. Maybe because I have a problem with that song sometimes. I'm like, is it though? Especially if you're somebody who is a lot more advanced in either your career or your age, or you're just at a point where you understand that, yeah, sure, money is not everything, but it's very important. You can't just ignore it, and you can't just let people take advantage of it. With the 2 of Cups, respect and balance, and the 5 of Swords here. So right now you may have quite a bit of respect and balance, or at the very least it seems like that on the surface. I really do feel, and this may be a red flag you've already started ignoring, because you see the woman here crying and you see the man with the sword here. They might be a little bit inconsiderate, whoever this person. I keep saying man and woman here, but please do take this as it resonates, whether this is a same-sex connection or if anybody identifies as anything differently. Sometimes the wording and the images I'm getting is very much pertaining to heterosexual relationships, because that's more likely what is going to show up either on this channel or the people that I'm getting. But again, just take it as it resonates. I don't mean to discriminate here, because I love my LGBTQ community. You're all amazing. But even then, I feel like in those connections there will be people who try to take advantage of you, and in your case it will be somebody who comes off more masculine, if that makes sense. Because now I'm getting, oh, I forgot what the name of that show was with RuPaul and the kid. It was on Netflix at the beginning of those episodes where RuPaul is being swindled by some really hunky looking dude. But yeah, this could happen to anybody. Don't think it's just for straight relationships. It could be anybody. But yeah, I really do feel like you've already started seeing where they can be a little bit inconsiderate, where they can, where their emotions, what they are saying they feel is not resonating with what you are feeling inside. Always go with your gut feeling, pile 2, because I do get the feeling that there's just something blocking your gut feeling here for whatever reason. For some of you, maybe lust, unfortunately, because you are in that stage of wanting to go out more and just being your most amazing, beautiful, sexy self. There's nothing wrong with that, but that also doesn't make you invincible, unfortunately, to people like this. With the Three of Swords, upheaval, release, and the Hermit, I'm actually hearing, don't allow this to discourage you. If you do decide to take a hermit moment and like retreat from the world, just kind of to mourn, quote, quote, this, you're actually not going to be mourning them so much as you are going to be mourning your own ability to attract people, and or maybe where you were kind of, where you thought you found somebody that was amazing and you're actually just mourning your own judgment, which, you know what, I think everybody's been there. Like, we thought we were able to see through the crappiest people, but then lo and behold, we get somebody who is the King of freaking Swords. The King of Swords is somebody who is a master of I'm hearing the silver tongue for whatever reason. They're a master of their words. So they know exactly when to say and what to say it to get what they want. So don't be discouraged by somebody who was basically a born manipulator or, you know, a master manipulator. But something tells me that regardless, you may go into hermit mode just as a way of healing. And again, that's okay. But don't allow yourself to stay there longer than you have to be, because with the Eight of Wands here and the Page of Coins, there is somebody coming into your life who's a lot more stable. Somebody who is willing to grow things with you. And somebody who is just a lot more gentle and more honest and real with you, which is interesting. Yeah, and then beneath that we have the Star, the card of hope. And this is going to happen rather quickly. Again, the Eight of Wands is a card of swift movement. And here I love that it says alignment and progress, because this is just part of this progress. This is just part of you finding a little bit more of yourself and understanding like what is out there and what you should be not falling for, my beautiful pile too. Also, I really do love that there are like these two majestic looking reindeer in this card. So I really do feel whoever you're going to be meeting next is somebody who is going to be a lot more like you. You could both be earth signs, or you could both have earth sign qualities, like maybe you both have the moon in an earth sign or something like that, or your Venus in an earth sign. But yeah, lots of swords here, which unfortunately, well, fortunately, it means clearing through the clutter. It means clearing out, you know, the unnecessary energies and really seeing to the heart of the matter. And we have Virgo here with the Hermit, and I was talking about earth signs. There could also, this person could be an air sign, but I'm really just getting that they're a master manipulator. So whatever sign they are, doesn't matter. You may not even know their birthday, or maybe they even lied about their birthday. Who knows? I don't know. I'm just not trusting this person, so I'm not really digging too much into their energy. I just know that you could do better, and you will do better, pile 2. We have 2, 3, 8, 9, 5, 5 again. 5 is a very big number for you, so I really do wonder if you're a life path 5. But also these are, again, still just single digit numbers, so we didn't get very far in this connection, and we don't expect to, which is fine, because like, I don't want you near this person, pile 2. You deserve so much better. And I'm sorry that I have to be the bearer of bad news, but I get the feeling a lot of you kind of figured this out. And if this was just confirmation, then thank goodness, because let's move on to advice cards. To see what else you were meant to learn from this connection or this person. So we have giving. I welcome the idea of give and take in my relationships, and I eagerly practice the give part. By giving freely, I discover just how fun giving really is. Giving my time, care, and attention to someone else actually gives me good feelings, which makes me want to give even more. Wait a sec, does this selflessness make me look selfish? Be honest. So yeah, I get the feeling you were very giving in this connection, pile 2. And if not just monetarily, then definitely, you know, in bed. And if that's the case, you also deserve somebody who is just as giving as you in that area as well. I really hope, if the money thing didn't resonate, I feel like it could very much be about intimacy, physical intimacy. And if so, yeah, just put that lens all over that. I can't do 18 plus readings on YouTube. I will have to find another platform for that. And I will link it to this, so just know that like whenever that does happen, I will say that. But if for whatever reason the financial aspect didn't apply, put the plus 18 filter on it that I can't. I have to work with what I'm given on my platform. But yeah, you were far more giving than this person ever could be, pile 2. And don't see that as a bad thing. If you want, you don't have to see it as you being taken advantage of. It could just be that you really enjoy giving because you're a generous and good person. And I do believe you are, pile 2. You're so amazing, and you deserve somebody who wouldn't take that for granted and who wouldn't use you for it, and who is willing to give you exactly the amount back as well, because you deserve that. You work hard for what you have and what you give. You deserve somebody who will give you just as much. All right, one more card from this deck. We have my best self. I trust that when I'm doing what's best for me and being the happiest version of myself, the right sorts of relationships will appear in my life. That means I can let go of all my worries about the future, knowing that my only job is to be happy in this moment, while simultaneously attaining a cosmic level of enlightened awareness and total psychological self-actualization. Yeah, I feel like even though you still have been on this journey of self-love, I feel like you could never work too much on the self-love, you know? And I'm not talking about like the selfishness or anything. Don't even think about that, because if somebody has told you that you are selfish, ignore them. You're not. You have to take care of you first. So don't allow this person to put you in that hermit mode of like, oh no, I'm not great, I'll never get somebody, whatever, forget them. You are still very much working on your best self, but not by much. It's like if we were to put it on a meter of like 0 to 100%, you're like at 95, but maybe that 5% is just something so vital and so strong that you need to dig in deep and figure it out. And while you do that and have a lot of fun with it and really enjoy being your most amazing self, you'll find somebody. And quite quickly, I might add. I feel like whoever this next person is, they're not far off. And then we have some cards to my handmade oracle that I made with handmade paper. So if it looks like it's falling apart, it's because it kind of is. There is an abundance of love here. Yeah, very much an abundance of love for yourself. And from all your higher energies as well. You have a lot of guardian angels. You're very divinely protected by your spirit guardians. Your spirit guides. Yeah, they love you so much and they know you deserve better. You are not your past. The future promises you many great things. Oh, I love this card. Yeah, whatever you used to be. And this person may be bringing up feelings of the kind of person you used to be. But the thing is, you've outgrown that. You're no longer that person. You won't even grieve this person the way that you used to grieve other people, because you know you're better than that. And the future promises many great things. I really do feel like, I don't know. On the one side, I feel like you don't want to look into the future because it's going to be a really great surprise. And on the other hand, you may be tempted to like see who's coming into my love life, those kinds of readings, or like even if you are somebody who goes to somebody directly, whether it's a tarot reader or a energy healer or something, you may be asking that. But the truth is, you just have to know. You just have to trust that the future has amazing things for you, my beautiful pile 2. And that is all I have for you. Thank you so much for letting me read your energy and for allowing me to give you advice. I really hope this resonated positively. I mean, I kind of wish some of this wouldn't resonate because it's not the best energy to be in, but at the same time, I gotta be honest. So let me know if it did, and if you feel like doing so, you can like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next reading. Take care. Hello there, pile 3. If you chose this raw emerald, then we have your reading about why you met this person. We're going to be starting with some oracles to get just about you and your person, person A and person B style, and then we're going to look at connecting energies as well. So we're going to start with the card you chose. We have the Hermit, contemplation and soul searching. I'm being overly cautious here and going to edit that, or yeah, okay. So then we have the connecting energies. We have wonders and home and family. There might be some changes coming up regarding your current home situation. A relocation could also be possible. This card also stands for starting a family together. So this is quite interesting because we have both the Hermit and home. and wonders. Let's start with person A's cards. We have the Pilgrim with 20. We also have Harvest, Gathering of Blessings, and Revenge, Punishment, Compensation, Counterattack. Thy beauty hath made me effeminate, and in my temper softened valor steel. This card isn't what you think it is, because I'll tell you what I'm getting from this card. And then for person B, we have the Mountain with 33. We also have Balance, Stability, Standing Firm, and Tybalt, Prince of Cats, Fashion, Aggressiveness, Patience perforce with willful color meeting, makes my flesh tremble in their different greeting. Don't pay attention to that anyway, because I'm getting something else from this as well. Okay, so pile 3. You can resonate with whichever person is more like you, but I'm going to start with person A. So person A may actually be an immigrant, because that is the meaning of the Pilgrim, but it could also be somebody who is starting on something new. With Harvest, Gathering of Blessings, they could be from either of Latin American or Hispanic descent. More Latin American though, but that doesn't have to apply to you. I'm just getting somebody from somewhere new, somewhere different. And with Revenge, I'm actually getting not so much as revenge, more like avenge. It's almost like they're trying to show either their family or the people from where they came from that they can actually do it, that they can accomplish anything. It's more like showing them what they're made of, that they may not have been able to find success where they're from or in their past situations, but in the current situations or in the new place that they are, they're able to thrive. And that's quite amazing, because I'm really getting the sense of somebody who is just showing them, what they thought was wrong. Somebody who is very much kind of driven by the failures of their past, or if not the failures, then what they weren't able to obtain in a past situation or a former environment, whatever that may be, because I'm not really getting punishment, compensation, yes. I feel like you're finally getting compensated. Person A is finally getting compensated for all the hard work and effort that they put into their life, whatever it is that they want to do. I'm getting more of like their career and maybe their love life and maybe their family in general as well. They're finally getting what they deserve, but like in a good way, not in a revengeful way or even in a vengeful way. It's not, you're just trying to show the people what you're made of and proving them wrong on what they thought you could accomplish, because you're actually accomplishing a lot more, especially with Harvest here. I feel like you're making, I keep saying you like it's you, but I keep feeling person A is making much more money. They're a lot more blessed now in their current situation. They are finally in this feeling of feeling amazing, good, and just a flow of a good life is what I'm getting. Especially if they are somebody, maybe the first in their family to do so. Maybe they're the first one to get like a good career, or the first one to move somewhere different, to make it out of their town, whatever it may be. But it's almost like I really feel the negativity of the people or the past situations was really following them around everywhere. And in meeting this person a little bit, it's not just this person. I feel like a lot of it was from person A themselves, but in meeting this person, it really helped solidify that, or it helped get him out of that mind space, if that makes any sense. By the way, I'm gonna stop right now and light this candle because I realized I forgot to light it back. Much better. I don't know, I just like there being fire. But even if they aren't from somewhere else, maybe if they're not an actual pilgrim or an immigrant or anything, I really do feel like this person is the first in their family or in their generation, like in their ancestry, to really do something different, whether that's come into a big amount of wealth, or to, for example, go to college or finish a high school or whatever the first, the preparatory school is. It's almost like even within themselves, they thought they couldn't do this. It's almost like they're amazed both at themselves and in the same way their family or their friends, the people they grew up around are as well. Because I'm getting a sense of pride, both in their accomplishments, but I also feel like some of these accomplishments have brought on, with counterattack, some sort of jealousy from other people, or they're trying to downplay what it is that person A has done. So let's say that they do finish college and then they don't get like the best job. They may get a basic job, but at the very least they finished it. I feel like they get a lot of criticism for that. It's like, oh, I thought you were making good money. I guess not, or whatever. It's that kind of thing. There's a lot of negative not self-talk, but a lot of negative talk from other people, and that in turn turned into negative self-talk. But I really feel with Wonders and the Hermit here that they've kind of learned to separate themselves from that environment and or those people, and even just that way of thinking, because you can separate yourself from the people and the places that made you feel that way, but separating yourself from that mentality and those emotions, that energy, is a lot harder than just leaving somewhere, because you could go anywhere. The anxieties and the criticism can follow you anywhere. And I really feel person A has learned how to turn a lot of that negativity into blessings. It's like, well, I've still gotten farther than a lot of people have. And if they're just doing all this negative self-talk, I keep saying negative self-talk, negative talk. If they keep doing all this negative talk, then, that's on them. And I don't know, I feel like person A has grown so much and they've accomplished so much. They really, I don't know, I'm just really proud of person A. And I'm pretty sure they are as well. And the people who really do love person A, they have nothing but great things to say about them. So anyone who doesn't have anything great to say about person A, forget about them. For whatever reason, that's going to be a key part in person B. Because with person B, we have the Mountains, Balance, and Tybalt. So Tybalt, I'm trying to remember, because I always get Mercutio and Tybalt confused. I want to say Tybalt is the one who is Juliet's cousin, and Mercutio was Romeo's friend, but they get into it. So I get the feeling that either person B or maybe friends of person B kind of defend person A a lot. It's almost like they hear a lot of that negative talk, maybe even from person A's own family, and they make sure that they set that person straight. It's like, hey, don't talk about my person A that way. They've accomplished a lot. They've done a lot, and they're a lot stronger than you are. Because at the very least, if you were going through the same thing, my person A wouldn't be talking about you like that. It's that kind of conversation. This could actually be person B themselves. I do feel like there's a very, with aggressiveness, a defensive energy for person A. They're very much... they're very protective with the mountains here too, because you see this person here within the mountains, not just climbing it, but within it. So I feel like person B has a lot of stability, also a lot of balance. And I feel like they've helped person A both get a sense of that, the balance and the stability, and even this idea of being able to go higher than they ever thought they could, whether that's through maybe helping them advance in their career or just showing them a way of growing their wealth, their status, whatever it is. Person B has done a lot for person A. And person B could also be into cats, just because it does say here Prince of Cats, so maybe person B likes cats or whatever. And or could be fashionable as well, because I'm just taking those keywords, so if that resonates, take it. But I really do feel like person B has helped person A quite a lot in helping them realize their own worth, because person B is somebody who, when they see somebody being attacked, they're not just going to sit around. They know injustice when they see it. With balance, they could be a Libra. They could be somebody who is just used to defending people a lot, whether that's because certain professions or certain kinds of careers do that. For example, like a doctor, I feel, defends people from illness and disease, or a lawyer is clearly a defendant of the person they're representing and or the law. But yeah, I just get the sense that person B has been a rock for person A. And likewise, I feel like person B sees the light within person A as well. Just because, I don't know, I just feel like they're very awed by person A. I do get the feeling that most of you will resonate with person A, and person B maybe a little bit. Person B could be your person. Again, just take this as it resonates. With the connecting cards, we have the Hermit, Contemplation, and Soul Searching. I feel like both people have been doing a lot of soul searching, and maybe both have been in that Hermit energy of not really being out and about as much, whether that is socially or even in relationships. For some of these connections, I feel like these are two people that are already together and they're very much in a loving and thriving connection, and their focus right now is on home and family, as well as wonders. But for those of you that are not together, there is a possibility for this connection to be very, very fruitful. I'm hearing definitely with harvest here too. I definitely feel like this connection could grow a lot of good things for the both of them, because there's a lot to be learned positively and also a lot that they have in common. And one of those things that they have in common with the Hermit energy, I'm getting, sorry for the cut, pile 3, my phone ran out of space and I had to do quite a bit of maintenance, but as you can see, it's a little bit darker now, so I'm sorry if you can't see. Hopefully it'll show up on camera. If not, I'll turn on the light once it gets too dark. But as I was saying, a similar energy both person A and person B have is that they don't allow outside energies, whether that's people, whether that's whatever's going on, to come in between this connection. They don't allow it to interfere with their home life, their family, their love situation, whatever it is. And I feel likewise when they come together, they don't listen to outside sources because they have each other and they trust each other, and that is all they need. And that's really beautiful, because I feel like even like families can interfere with a relationship, whether that's one or both people's families. It could be like their parents or siblings or whatever, trying to get them to I don't know, like just interfering with the energy of the connection, when it should really just be, two people coming together to have a beautiful family. It should be these two people and their children, not these two people and everybody else. So I really feel like they protect each other. Mostly person B with person A, but I honestly feel person A is also very protective of person B, should, the criticism that they get from whomever also reach person B, but person B can fend for themselves. So it's quite a beautiful union that we have here. And I really feel the reason they were meant to meet each other is to just create a beautiful life together, a home, a family, because this is very much in the cards for these two people, should they decide to get together, or if they already are, because I really do feel some people are already together in this specific pile. Some numbers that are coming through, we have 4420 for person A. We also have number 9. Person B, we have 33 and 40. So some people could be the ages 44, 40, 33, or 20. It could also be a bit of an age gap. I'm seeing mostly 4 years apart, but it could also be maybe a little bit more, maybe 11 or 10 years for a few of you. With 9, it's interesting because the life path number 9 is a number about community. So I really do feel that even though these two individuals don't allow other outside influences to come between their own connection, they're not afraid to still help out the community, if that makes sense. Like they still are very much like they're friendly with their neighbors. They don't mind taking care of like family, children. I feel like children is a big thing. Whether they have them themselves or not, I feel like they would make great parents regardless, or maybe just, fur baby parents together as a unit. Life path 4 is also coming out here with 44 and 40. And, no wait, that's 20. But yeah, 44 and 40, because life path 4, number 4 is about structure, because when you think about structure, you think of like 4 walls or 4 corners of a building. So I really do feel these two individuals are coming together to build something, and something that will last quite a while, something that really offers stability to either themselves or other people around them. And we do have a house here. So whether they have an actual physical home or whether it's just like the community, the feeling of stability and home and family that these two people have whenever they're together, I feel like there's definitely a sense of structure here. I'm getting like Saturn vibes or Capricorn vibes from here, especially with the mountain, because I always associate mountains with Capricorn because of a goat. And then with Hermit, we do have Virgo energy as well. So I'm definitely feeling a lot of earth energy here, Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. And even this harvest card, because harvest, I think of Taurus because of reaping the rewards of your labor, and food as well because she is holding a grain of corn, or sorry, ear of corn, however you say it. But yeah, there's a lot of, I've also noticed, you probably can't see it now that it's getting darker. Let me see. But there's like two hands here. I think it's supposed to be a person holding their own hand, but you could also interpret it as two people holding each other's hand here with the pilgrim. So I definitely feel the sense of loneliness that usually is associated with the hermit is being obliterated here. Like I'm just seeing two individuals that used to feel alone that suddenly meet each other and don't feel so alone. They're alone together. I didn't mean that to sound so sad, but it's romantic. It's like you're alone together. But let's move on to the tarot to see what else we have from my lovely pile 3, because I'm really loving the energy of this connection so far. What other reasons are there for meeting this person, whomever you resonate with? I really feel like in this pile it could be either or person, mostly A, because I was getting more information about A, but it could also be person B if you're thinking about somebody and this is your person A. So we're going to use the Accurate AF tarot. And again, I apologize if it's too dark. I want to turn on a light, but the lights I have kind of make a glare. But if it gets too dark, I'll turn it on anyway, just so you can see the cards. So for my pile number 3, we have the King of Swords, articulate and intelligent. We also have the 10 of Wands, responsibility and challenges. We have the Dawn of Swords as well. Lots of communication here, and I am feeling like some of these are outside voices, not necessarily within this connection, because I actually feel like you two you have a quiet understanding, a silent understanding. So while you do communicate, obviously you speak to each other, you don't feel the need to explain so much in this connection. We also have the Knight of Swords, eagerness and tenacity, and I think there's a card stuck to the back of this. The Shadow, dependence and material. This is actually the Devil. Materialism and dependence. So this is quite interesting. I really do feel like when you two come together, you're dealing with a lot of, I'm hearing dealing with the forces of evil. I don't know why that's coming through. I feel like you two fight other people, outside stuff a lot. And I'm getting back the deck energy. I'm actually going to put these two together. 9 of Cups, contentment and satisfaction. So there could be quite a bit that you two are battling together as a couple, if you are together, or that you could if you were to get together. I'm hearing for some of you, this connection could be a bit taboo. So maybe it's frowned upon in your family for whatever reason. Maybe because it could be somebody that's an outsider, or somebody, I don't know. I just feel like somebody's family doesn't approve for whatever reason, or the community doesn't approve. This isn't going to be for everybody, but I am hearing that. So to clarify the King of Swords, we have the Queen of Cups. And to clarify the 10 of Wands, the Ace of Wands. To clarify the Page of Swords, we have Judgment. I love that. To clarify the Spirit of Swords and the Devil, because I'm just seeing this as like a bad message that is coming through. We have the 4 of Swords, which is great. Again, it is actually great energy. And then back of the deck energy, we have the Page of Coins. Because I really do see, for some of you, if this is a new connection, I see this as the start of something very stable and something that is very long-lasting and nurturing for both of you, actually. I'm just trying to get some positive messages out of the way, because I don't want you to think that a lot of this is actually your connection. A lot of this is actually outside stuff, because I just see nothing but love for each other and nothing but good wishes, especially with contentment and satisfaction. I really feel that within each other, you found something amazing. So the reason you were meant to meet this person is just to have somebody by your side when you're dealing with just all this negativity that is from other people and outside, and maybe just your community as well. Maybe wherever you live is kind of dangerous or just not the best place to be. So when you met this person, you finally found somebody, kind of like a knight in shining armor. But I don't want it to sound like too much of a fairy tale. I want it to sound like you both empower each other. um, because it really does feel that way. I don't feel a savior type of energy. It's more like one person understood that they were meant to meet the other person because they have a very nurturing and soft and wonderful energy to them that they would like to see in a partner, and the other one kind of really needed somebody to get them out of a place, if that makes sense. But it ended up being somebody who they actually really loved them in return as well. So it's not, I hate it. I don't like saying codependency because it's not really a codependency. It's more of a, you met the right person at the right time. But let's start with the King of Swords here and the Queen of Cups. So this could be your person. They could be very much a King of Swords energy, or they could be an air sign, Libra, Gemini, or Aquarius. But I'm seeing this as two separate things. I'm seeing this as either your person who is very intelligent and articulate. They could be very great with words. I did mention that they could be kind of a lawyer. And that would make sense with the King of Swords. You would want your lawyer to be a King of Swords. But I'm also getting that this could be somebody, maybe like a father figure or a very powerful figure in your families or in your community that is kind of talking trash, basically, or just disapproving. Or whenever they say something, it's always got to be something negative, either towards my pile 3 or towards this connection in general, or even towards my pile 3's person. So it could be either, or it could be both as well. But regardless, with the Queen of Cups here, I really do feel with the Queen of Cups and the King of Swords, if this is the person, your person, there is a sense of being able to soothe the soul, if that makes sense. When you speak together, it's almost like your anxieties disappear. I did say the word, did I say dissipate or obliterate? I don't know. They rhyme, but I really do feel just like a big, beautiful word for getting rid of that which makes you feel bad. It's just bringing in this energy of a lot of loving words, a lot of loving reassurance is what is coming through when you two come together, regardless of your genders. This could be regardless of what you identify as. I just see, because it's man woman, that it's a balancing of energies of both feminine and masculine. With the 10 of Cups here and the Ace of Wands, responsibility and challenges, I really feel like you two, whenever you're together, the responsibility and challenges don't feel as bad, if that makes sense. Because usually the 10 of Wands is a struggle. It's taking on a lot more burdens than you're supposed to. But with the Ace of Wands, it's almost like, especially because we have this is a paintbrush, you're creating new strategies or new ways of handling them in a way that makes it feel like it's not so much. So you're reducing those 10 wands down to 1, essentially. And this is great. And this is a combination of both your energies. I feel like one person soothes one person and the other person knows exactly what to do to help the other person. Again, it's that balancing of not negative, feminine and masculine energies. With the Page of Swords, reflection, diligence, and judgment, I really do feel like at some point you two got together and decided to just cut certain people out of your lives, especially those that were not the best for you, for the both of you, especially if you're already in a committed relationship. And for those of you who are married, I feel like you were going through the list of people you were going to invite to your wedding or wedding celebration. And you were like, yeah, let's not invite those people. They've never said anything good they've never supported us. They never said anything good about us, or it's that kind of energy. And maybe it made some people mad, and you know what? Let them be mad, because if they have nothing else to say that is good for you and your person, then you don't need them. Or if you're not there yet, I feel like regardless, you do the same. For some of you, some people will just fall away. I feel like certain friends will just stop reaching out because, I don't know, for whatever reason, you with your person just makes them feel a certain way. And that's fine. Again, these are probably energies and people that you don't want in your life to begin with. For some, it will be family. And for some, it'll just be... for some, I'm hearing that you may switch careers or even move away from where you are. So that naturally allows them to fall away because they won't be keeping up with you. With this, the Knight of Swords, eagerness and tenacity. And the Devil here, dependence and moderation. Or sorry, materialism. This is just the negativity that's been outside. I feel like some people have been trying to doubt this connection, saying, oh, well, you're just with this person because this, and this, or this person only likes you because of this, and this. I'm just getting a lot of negativity, and it's almost like they were trying to doubt both you as an individual and you as somebody worthy of being loved, which is just, again, repeating all that stuff you don't want to hear, that you don't need to be hearing. And once you got with somebody who was clearly amazing, because these two individuals are amazing partners, somebody had to say something. And with the Four of Swords, so the Four of Swords usually means rest, but because we're getting kind of a gruesome image here, it's almost like that was the final straw, and you definitely put them to rest, put their mouth to rest, essentially, for good, and blocked them out. I feel like this was somebody very important, though, because we do have a major arcana card here. They could have been, the devil usually resonates with a Capricorn. It could have been a Capricorn. It could have been the other side of this King of Swords if you were resonating the King of Swords with somebody who wasn't your person, or even you, pile 3. So whomever this person was, I feel like you finally had to cut them off. It could have even been a parent, I'm hearing, or a grandparent, somebody who is like you hold in high esteem, or you should be holding at high esteem, but you can't because of the toxicity they just keep spewing. So I really feel like, because it's only the Four of Swords, I feel like if they do change their ways in the future, you will let them back in. But because of the current energy that they are emitting, you won't allow them to be, if that makes sense. It's almost like, holding back this dog because he's he's misbehaving. If he starts to behave, sure, you'll take the leash off and allow him to run freely, but because he's not, you're holding him back, unfortunately. But regardless of all this outside stuff, I think it only strengthens this connection, because we have the 9 of Cups here, and the only reason it's not able to be a 10 is because, well, you would love it if your community or family would be more accepting. But you learn through each other that you make your own family. You don't need the family you were given with to be happy. You can make your own, whether that's literally by having children or just through finding friends and a neighborhood that really supports you, pile 3. But these are all very beautiful messages that are coming through. Unfortunately, you do have to be wary of those who want to come between you. But I feel like you're going to be just fine. Some numbers coming through. We have 20 again. So I feel like 20 is a very important number for you somehow. Somebody could have been born on the 20th of any month. We also have 10 coming through, 9, which is interesting because it also resonates with the Hermit, which is the number 9. And bottom of that is 6 of Cups. Yeah, balance and healing. We do have 15 with the shadow, also reduces down to 6 because 1 + 5 reduces down to 6 in numerology. We have 1 and 4 again, because I did mention 4 was an important number in this connection. And some letters that are coming through, because the Accurate AF Tarot deck gives you letters at the bottom. We have K, so somebody's initials could be K. It's X for 10, but you could also just take it as X. Maybe somebody has a name with an X in it. D, S, and yeah, that is it. So let's move on to some closing messages and advice from my beautiful, lovely pile 3 on what other reasons you and your person were meant to meet. Though so far it seems like all good reasons. There could be something else. We have cards from the Affirmators Love and Relationship cards. We have reliability. I am reliable. When I say I'll do something, I take whatever that something is seriously. This applies to all commitments, even the ones that may have seemed small and insignificant to a less reliable me. From now on, flaking is just for dandruff commercials and cereal factories. And we also have wisdom. With every relationship, I gain invaluable wisdom. I'm continually learning which qualities stimulate, support, and inspire me, and which ones make me want to cram a soup spoon into my ear and turn it slowly. In that sense, even failed relationships are actually successes. See how wise I sound? So with reliability, I do get the feeling that depending on which one you resonated with, either you are a very reliable person and you've kind of learned to really up that a strength of yours, or you have found somebody that inspires you to be reliable, that teaches you how to be more stable in yourself, not just because they themselves are asking you to, but because you know it is good for you. So whichever one it is, whether you needed the reliability or whether you just strengthened your reliability, I really feel this is something that you were meant to learn with this person. I'm also hearing it's teaching you independence. So, and to trust yourself a lot more. I feel like those things kind of came hand in hand with meeting this person and learning to be with this person. With wisdom, I really do feel like, especially because we did have the King of Swords in the tarot, and the King of Swords is wisdom. I really feel like you've had to learn how to see things very differently from before, especially, like I said, with your birth family and found family, and how those two are very different, and how unfortunately sometimes those that should be loving us the most and who are closest to us can be the ones that hurt us the most. So, in learning to keep these people at a distance and just send them love regardless, this is a type of wisdom you are learning among other things as well. But that's the one piece of wisdom that has come through the most. And likewise, I feel like you will take the same approach should you decide to have children in the future, or even with the children you are currently raising, whether they are yours or not. And we're also going to take some cards from my handmade tarot deck. So we have be patient, it's worth the wait. And then this is a Taurus sign. So some of you may be Tauruses, but also I feel like you've learned to be very patient in this connection, both with your person and in how the relationship pans out, and with other people as well. And with yourself, pile 3. I feel like you've learned to love yourself a lot more and to be patient with whatever it is that you needed patience with, whether that's your own shortcomings or maybe even just how you feel. Like being patient with the emotions you feel. And then we have, sorry again for the cut, pile 3. And then we have, this is a blessing in disguise. So I feel like some of you, when you met, you didn't realize that this person was going to be such a big blessing. You could have been colleagues, you could have been maybe just friends. I really feel like you didn't see it coming when you met this person, that they were going to be such an influence in your life, and again, such a blessing. It's almost like a wish granted that you didn't realize you had made. So that's very lovely energy. And then the last card, because it fell out, you get an extra card, dance. So some of you may enjoy dancing. Maybe dancing is a way that you release stress, or maybe you met this person while dancing, while you were out and about dancing. But something about dancing is kind of important to this pairing, or maybe just to you individually. Maybe that's what you enjoy. But yeah, I really feel like you are just so blessed, because we did have blessings come out in the oracles as well. But so I'm sending you so much love, pile 3. I'm glad that things are working out with this person, or that they will, should you decide to pursue it. But that is all I have for you today, my beautiful pile 3. Thank you so much for letting me read for you. Let me know if any of this resonated, and if you feel like doing so, you can like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next reading. Take care. Hello there, pile 4. If you chose this blue apatite palm stone, then we have a reading here for you today about why you met your person, or this person, whomever they may be. We're going to start with some oracles to see who this is. It's going to be person A and B style, so you can pick whichever you resonate with the most, or you could resonate a little bit with more of either piles. But let's start with the card you were given. We have the Queen of Wands, generosity and tenacity. And this will be a connecting energy card. We have new beginnings. And third party situation. There's a third party interfering with your relationship. This can be literally a rival or people gossiping. Family and friends may try to influence your relationship. If some of you were debating between this pile and pile 3, you might want to go back to that one, because that one was definitely about third parties as well. That's only if that was resonating. But let's move on to our people here. We have the person A, the maiden, number 8. Shamanic journey, purpose, attunement, vision quest, and apothecary, forced sin, cunning, the dark side of human, my poverty, but not my will consents. So I'm getting several things from here. I'm actually not getting the negative connotations about this card. I'm actually getting something else, but let's put person B's cards first. We have Kairos. We also have bright heart light, open connections. And determination, courage, perseverance, no more indecisiveness, and firmness. So let's start with person A, the maiden, shamanic journey, and apothecary. So I think person A kind of knows how to do some kind of, well, I don't want to say witchcraft, but definitely spell work. Like, I feel like they work a lot with herbs, essential oils, crystals, whatever it is. And because of shamanic journey, I really feel like they've been called to really work with these things, and they may have not really in a controlling way, but I feel like they have manifested person B somehow into their life. With the maiden here, I am getting a lot of feminine energy. That's another reason why I think they've been manifesting person B. And I'm getting somebody who is just very much in their feminine mystique energy. I don't know why mystique came through. They might be very feminists. I'm getting a lot of woman energy from this, but again, it could be either or. This could be a man who resonates a lot with femininity. I am getting like, I don't know, just something very... I'm hearing the song Black Magic Woman now come through for person A. So that's what I'm getting from apothecary. Very few of you, and I'm not judging or anything, but very few of those who resonated with the witchcraft might do some kind of negative spell work. I do not condone this, but, you know, if it's in the past, it's in the past, and if you learned better from it, then, you know, thank you, because it only ends up hurting yourself in the long run, really. But I really do feel like they have an apothecary, essentially. Like, maybe they have lots of stuff that they make. Some of them may make their own, like, skincare products, I'm hearing, or even just like mists or oils, all kinds of stuff to really help them, but they add a lot of magic to it. I feel like person A adds a lot of their intent into the things that they do, and that could be anything as well. It could be like cooking or in cleaning. I feel like there's just a lot of magical energy with person A, and it can be quite lovely. I feel like this is part of the reason person B was drawn to them. With person B, we have Kairos, which is, I think it's divine timing. I will be reading from the book just to give you clarity. And bright heart light, open connections, as well as determination. I feel like person B didn't really, even if person A wasn't trying to manifest person B, I feel like person B would have been into person A right away, just because they have their hand over their heart. They have this letter. I feel like they've been feeling things for person A for quite a long time, and when it was all a matter of divine timing before this was supposed to happen. With determination, I'm getting somebody who was like waiting for the proper opportunity to come through to person A. Maybe they were waiting for them to maybe for some of them to just show up in life. I mean, it could be as simple as that, but for some, I feel like it could have also been waiting for them to heal from whatever, maybe like a past connection, or maybe they had told them before that they just needed time. But person B was kind of waiting on person A for a while. I really do get the sense that they were very drawn together. It's very magnetic energy that I'm feeling, especially because the Queen of Wands is somebody who has a lot of intent. I mean, I'm thinking like feminine fire energy, which would be Leo, Sagittarius, and Aries. And if you know women of any of these signs, they'll let you know what they want when they want it, and like, you know, it's that kind of energy where they just were very sure of each other. And it's quite interesting with new beginnings. I'm wondering if they had some kind of past, or maybe this was a connection that didn't take off right away. Like maybe they had to wait, again with Kairos here and determination. Oh, I forgot to read the quote for determination. Romeo, Romeo, Romeo. Here's drink, I drink to thee. So yeah, I feel like even when they weren't around, or maybe especially when person B was drinking, they would think a lot about person A. They may have sent drunk text or may have thought about it, but it never really came around. Or if they did, it was like person A knew right away. It's like, you know, they would just send them an LOL or something. It wasn't something that was crazy big, or maybe it was, I don't know. But But generosity and tenacity, I really feel like these two people will just do the most for each other. And it's rather lovely, honestly, that two people can want each other so much. And like, well, we don't know about compatibility quite yet, because I feel either this connection is still very new, or person B may still be waiting on the proper time, but they are very much determined to at least get a chance with person A. And likewise, I feel person A just needs to finish this Germanic journey, this purpose, attunement, vision quest. I feel like they have something else that they are working on and focusing on before they can really commit to or want to have anything to do with person B. But their reasons for meeting each other can still resonate, come through, because I really do feel with new beginnings, they're offering each other something new, whether that's an actual relationship, whether that's maybe a project if they are colleagues or somebody that could work with each other, or even just a renewed sense of like feeling amazing, especially if this is, if they haven't started dating yet. I feel like once they date, they might really reinvigorate each other to be in that energy of wanting to go out and about and start dating again. With third party situation, I really do feel like, especially person B was kind of waiting for person A to get out of a certain connection that they knew wasn't going to pan out for whatever reason. I do feel person B is actually quite intuitive as well. Maybe the more intuitive. They're both intuitive, let's face it. They're both very much intuitive. But it could also be that this third party could be something else that was preventing them from coming together, whether that's work or maybe, I don't know, societal approval or family, something with the timing. The timing could have been the third party situation as well. But let me read the Kairos card, because it's actually in the archetypes, the wild unknown archetypes, that whenever you have a card like this, it's one of the more one of the heavier hitting cards. So Kairos, mythic time, synchronicity. We have all had the experience of timelessness of life beyond the ticking of the clock. It may be felt as time standing still, slow motion, or losing track of time on a walk or in a lovely conversation. This is known as mythic time, and it is the territory of Kairos. This card suggests there is a secondary time continuum that goes beyond any earthly clocks and schedules. Within this non-linear realm, we access divine timing. So I feel like, especially if when you two speak to each other, you lose all sense of time. There's also a feeling that you may have known each other in different lifetimes, if that makes sense. It's almost like timing itself has no meaning when you're together. And maybe this is something you are meant to learn, that timing can be off, but what's meant for you will be there for you. What's meant for you won't miss you, essentially. I really do feel like timing is the third party situation here. It could be somebody else as well, but we'll look into the tarot for that. But yeah, there's just a sense of, with new beginnings and the Queen of Wands, I really do feel this is like a new lease on the love life, essentially. Especially because I do feel this is going to happen. Person B is determined to make this happen somehow. But not in a creepy way. It's not like they're obsessed. They're more like playing their cards well. And like I said, there might be a message that was sent between both of you that could be of importance, because she's reading a letter. And we don't send letters anymore, unfortunately. But there could be something that the waiting is what is the biggest thing. It could also be teaching you patience, pile 4. So it's teaching you the importance of timing, but also the non-importance of timing, if that makes sense. Person A could be a little bit younger, because we do get the maiden, so, or less experienced than person B, depending on what that is. And yet, the numbers we have here, we have 8, we have 23, which reduces to 5 in numerology. We also have 18. So maybe you two knew each other since you were 18. I really hope this isn't the case that somebody was, well, I don't approve of this kind of mentality, but maybe somebody was waiting for somebody to turn 18 before they pursued them. It can be a bit creepy, but if the age difference wasn't too crazy, then I guess it's fine. But take that as it resonates. I'm not condoning anything here. I'm just saying what might resonate with some of you. So for the number in Kairos, LXXVI, I want to say that's 66. So maybe 66 is an important number for some of you. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm still learning my Roman numerals, but I'm learning. I'm trying. I don't have as much determination as person B though. I wish I did. Some of you maybe year of the horse, because we do have a horse here. And I already said there could be fire sign energy here, either both of you or either or. But I'm also hearing Venus in a fire sign. So Venus in Leo, Venus in Aries, or Venus in Sagittarius, which makes sense because I have Venus in Aries, and determination is definitely a thing. Once they have their eyes set on something, they're going to obtain it because their eyes is on the prize. But I feel like that could also be like a Leo thing, just because, I don't know, something about love and relationships being like a competition is coming through. Maybe you both see it this way, or just the newness of a relationship as well. But let's move on to the tarot to see what else we can get out of this reading, this connection, and why the two people in my beautiful pile 4 were meant to meet. We're going to be using the Accurate AF Tarot. And it just started raining here. I don't know if that's confirmation for anybody, but rain can be romantic. We have the 8 of Cups, new direction, walking away. We have justice, understanding, and karmic balance. We also have the Dawn of Swords, reflection and diligence. We also have the 2 of Cups, respect and balance. And back of the deck energy, we have the Queen of Wands. I probably didn't shuffle it well, but whatever. She wants to come through. Let her come through. She will be heard. She is the queen. Then we have, to clarify this, the Tarot of the Divine. But I'm seeing a story already, and it's quite interesting. So we have, to clarify the 8 of Cups, we have the 6 of Swords, which is very interesting because I was thinking of this card whenever I got the 8 of Cups. To clarify justice, we have 8 of Wands. So 8 is an important number here. We have the 4 of Cups to clarify the Dawn of Swords. And to clarify the 2 of Cups, we have the Knight of Wands. And back of the deck energy, we have the 2 of Coins, more with balance. Okay. So the story I'm seeing is that one or the other had to walk away from this connection at some point, or they just couldn't be there physically, whatever resonates most. But I feel like, because I am getting the feeling that these two people have known each other for quite a while. Maybe that's why 18 was coming through. Maybe you've known each other since like you were 18 or something. But I definitely get the feeling that somebody had to move away or go away for whatever reason. And this kind of put the connection to a halt. And again, this theme of divine timing is coming through a lot. So just keep that in the back of your head as I'm explaining this. With Justice and the 8 of Wands, I'm getting that the both of you have had to do a lot of growing up here, a lot of learning with Justice. Maybe some of you have had some karmic energy come through that you had to deal with, maybe some karmic connections as well with karmic balance. And with understanding, I feel like if you hadn't gone through the experiences you'd gone through, you wouldn't be able to come together somehow. There was a lot of growing up you needed to do in order to be together. With 8 of Wands, though, I feel like it came by very quickly. You're going to look back at some of the things you've gone through and think, wow, that went by very fast. Because as soon as your person comes in, or as soon as you learn these karmic lessons, this person will come in way faster than you thought. Like as soon as you're done with it, boom, next day they're there. Or without you even seeing it, I'm hearing. With the Page of Swords, reflection and diligence, and the 4 of Cups, I feel like you two could never really quite get each other off your mind. I feel like you may have tried to catch up every now and then, but again, something would always come in the way. Or you just never had your mind off of them for whatever reason. Particularly whoever resonates with the 4 of Cups more. It's like they had somebody very similar to you, but they weren't you. Because if you look at this card, and this card came up in another pile, I just can't remember which one. But we have these beautiful decorative birds, but they're fake because they're statues, they're little trinkets. But the real thing is out there, and it's making this beautiful song. It's whistling or singing, and these birds can't do that. So they may have either both of you or either or could have gone and had dates or be in relationships with like beautiful people, just absolutely gorgeous, stunning people, or wealthy, but they were just never the right one because there was something about them that didn't feel authentic. And I feel like that made them really question a lot about what they wanted in connections. This could be, like I said, either you or your person or the both of you, but I feel it's mostly you, pile 4, because we do have the Dawn of Swords here. And to me, the Page of Swords is kind of somebody that you try to have a thing with. It's more like a fling. You had a fling with somebody, and it may have been multiple flings, depending on what your dating life is like. With the Two of Cups, respect and balance, and the Knight of Wands, again, I'm just getting your person coming through very quickly and very with a reinvigorated sense of zest for life, and almost like it's like you reignited each other's passions. Regardless of what your love life was before, when you two came together, that fire came back, because we have the Queen of Wands, we have the Knight of Wands, lots of Wands energy, and you always want that passion in a connection. But with the Two of Cups, it's like you have finally learned respect and balance, not just within yourself, but in the way you relate to other connections as well, including this person. Because I'm getting the feeling you two will be very independent with the Queen of Wands here. Like, yes, you will be very generous, you'll be very passionate, but you both also have your own thing going on. This is not a connection where you can be very codependent with each other, because you both have your own things to do, whether that's career or whatever your endeavors may be. And I feel like that could be one of the things you needed to learn, was how to stop being so dependent on other people. And to really balance out this need to be in a connection and to be away from your partner as well, with the Two of Coins here, because there's another card about balance. And in this case, it's like trying to have everything at once. I think you're also learning that you can't have everything at once, but pieces of everything at the same time can be good enough. I'm not saying that there won't be times when you're together, but it's more like, for some of you, this may end up being a long distance connection at first, or for some period of time within your connection, but you'll learn to see the beauty in that and to really learn to grow with each other even while you're apart. Because below that we have the Hierophant. I really feel like there's a lot that's going to be learned within this connection. But it's quite interesting, the things you had to go through in order to meet this person. I really feel like some of you may be older. Whatever that means to you. I mean, it depends. It could be late 20s, 30s, 40s, or even further than that. But I really do feel like your experiences have colored the way you see this connection, and you're able to appreciate it more now. Again, this is all divine timing. You were meant to meet this person at exactly the right time, and you were meant to get with this person at exactly the right time as well, regardless of what that time is. Because we have 8 here, I feel like the month of August could be of importance to you. I'm also seeing the symbol for eternity, because 8 on its side is just the symbol for eternity. Maybe you've always been in each other's heart somehow. We also have 6, 4, 2. Because these are all even numbers, I'm getting a lot of balance. And even the odd number we have here, 11, we think of 1 and 1, which reduces down to 2, which is, 2 to me is a number of dependence, of codependency on each other, for good or bad reasons. So yeah, lots of balance here. Oh, and we also have the yin and yang symbol here. Again, balance, good and bad. Yin and yang, negative and positive. Masculine and feminine. But yeah, this is what I am getting from the tarot from you and your person, my beautiful pile 4. Let's move on to your advice cards. Some of you could be Libra, and I did mention fire signs. Some of you could also be air signs as well. Libra, Aquarius, or Gemini. Those are the only other signs I am getting from here. But yeah, it's quite lovely. Maybe your love story is something that is quite interesting, because I'm not getting too many details. I'm just getting like the gist of it. But I think you will know. And then for advice cards. We have love affirmators, love and relationship affirmators. What other reason was my pile 4 meant to meet this person? We have giving. I welcome the idea of give and take in my relationships, and I eagerly practice the give part. By giving freely, I discovered just how fun giving really is. Giving my time, care, and attention to someone else actually gives me good feelings, which makes me want to give even more. Wait a sec, does this selflessness make me look selfish? Be honest. So yeah, I feel like there's a lot of giving energy within both of you actually because of the balance. I feel like in past connections, you both may have given too much to each other's former partners. But in this connection, you will both be giving to yourselves, and it's going to be very rewarding, especially because we did have balance come through. And then we also have independence. I did mention this. I embrace total independence, and I see how empowering that is. Even when I'm in a relationship, I can still be independent by meeting my own needs and creating my own happiness. When I do that, I'm the fullest version of myself, and I have much more me to give without needing pieces of me in return. A scientifically impossible expectation. So yeah, and I love that there's a sun and a moon here. So I really do feel like you two will complement each other very well in that way. And like I said, there's going to be a need for independence in this connection in order for it to thrive, because you both have your own missions that you need to accomplish. And I feel like that independence is actually going to make you stronger within this connection as well. So for my own handmade oracle deck with these handmade papers, we have you are not your past. The future promises you many great things. Yeah, this connection is going to be nothing like the ones you've had in the past because you've already learned so much from those. And then we have giving no is a power move. Say it more often. I'm hearing some of you need to learn to set boundaries, not with this person, but definitely with other people. And maybe this person is going to encourage you to really set those boundaries. It's like, I don't know, maybe they're aware that you get taken advantage of a lot more than you should be, or they recognize it because they've had to go through it themselves. So learning to say no is something this person is going to teach you a lot faster. And it may even bite them in the butt in the end because maybe you'll be saying no to them on certain things as well. Sticking true to their beliefs. But this is all I have for you, my beautiful pile 4. Thank you so much for letting me read for you, and if any of this resonated, please let me know in the comments. And if you feel like doing so, you can like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next reading. Take care.